It's my old school.
Your old school.
St Paul's Girls' School. So now that they have abolished the head girl rule,
yes,
should they rename the school as well? If you just call it St Paul's School,
then you won't know whether there's girls.
Back then, 100 years commentary. So presumably, just had to follow your reaction. You know, you've got all of those crowds. I know Ascot shucks on the train as your entire carriage is empty. 18s finally allowed to get their vaccination. Do you think that might be extended to 16 and 17-year-olds, variant, and younger people being affected? It feels like schools are still at risk.
No, absolutely.
So to be able to get the 2 jabs in before, if no quarantine when they come back in August. That's
been sitting in individual seats.
And then in crowding in Leicester Square. There's also this argument, furious row about if Wembley, which is due to host the semi-final and the final, then we're going to allow here without them having to quarantine.
Well, diplomats are immune.
Way round.
So apparently
on the red list.
Because
what Professor Susan Hopkins is saying is that the government insists that it wasn't until after India was put on the red list that the Delta, if there is already an epidemic in a country, then that is when you should be concerned. And I think for most people, they'd go, well, duh.
So there
just, you know, we mustn't rely on foreigners anymore to work in the NHS. Of course, they're absolutely critical that we're sort of acting as a parasite on other countries where those skills are, we want to value our foreign-born, foreign-trained workers.
Good morning, just gone 6:30. Welcome to the show. I'm here with head girl Susanna Reid.
I was never head girl, I'm
that's
afraid.
your school we're talking about later, isn't it? Radical. Even back then.
Even uniform adult. Thanks very much. We're joined by the Mirror's Kevin Maguire. Despite not winning, are through. So, Stefan, you must have been thrilled to bits. Thanks all very much indeed, and to Stefan and Gordon, good luck. Still to come, former Top Gear presenter and petrolhead Richard Hammond will join us after 8 o'clock this morning.
You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV.
See you in a moment.
Andy Peters joins us live now from North Wales with a... Good Morning Britain, it's exactly 7 o'clock.
Right, let's bring you up to date with our main news this morning. Ministers are facing increasing pressure to drop quarantine measures for people who have been fully vaccinated. This includes travellers coming back into the UK from amber list countries or those who've been in contact with someone with the virus.
Our chief correspondent Richard Gase.
Find out how Grand Tour presenter Richard...
Now let's get the latest news, travel and weather where you are this morning.
See you in a moment.
7:11. Wow, the conversations that go on when the breaks are on and when we go to local travel.
The key point in that, Adil, was when the breaks are on.
we were in a break.
All right, still to come. 7:15. Now, should the NHS be less reliant on foreign doctors and nurses? Former Test and Trace boss Baroness Dido Harding is applying to be the head of the National Health Service and reportedly wants to be less dependent on staff trained abroad. Foreigners.
Around 14% of NHS staff aren't British-born. Lara, thank you. Competition time now. Andy has your details. Joining us in the studio, journalist and broadcaster